thank you for the invitation. It's great to be here. My second time in Cardiff in my official capacity. First time was in 2016 when the Netherlands held the EU presidency. And more about that maybe later. First, I'll say some nice things about the ties we have, obviously about this beautiful nation, and then I think there's no avoiding the B word, but I'll be nice on that one as well, I assure you. Our nations enjoy very deep and strong ties, and we are working together in many different areas. The Netherlands, and I think Helen alluded to that, is one of Wales's main export partners. In 2017, we were the 5th biggest market for Welsh exports, following Germany, France, the US, and Ireland. And last year, your export to the Netherlands grew with some 20% to almost £700 million. And moreover, we can see a bit of the Netherlands in Wales. For example, in sheep. The Tesselaar is a breed originally from the Dutch island of Texel, and it is now the most popular breed for lamb meat. And the Zwartbles, which means that they have a black spot on their heads, is winning popularity in North Wales. And you will soon see more of the Dutch because 2 sailing ships have set sail in the Volvo Ocean Race, and they will, I think, in a couple of days be here in Cardiff. Of course, we're connected on a high technical level as well. For example, the Dutch fintech company Backbase provides state-of-the-art digital banking software. They have profited enormously from Welsh government support to the fintech industry, and they announced just a couple of months ago that they are creating more than 50 new jobs at their office here in Cardiff. And let me tell you that I was really impressed with the cooperation between the Welsh government and the Cardiff Capital Region, boosting the economy via this Cardiff Capital Region City deal that I read about. So your integrated focus on infrastructure, on connectivity, and the support for innovation will, I believe, only further accelerate the already thriving ecosystem that you have here today in financial services, in the digital industry, and life sciences. So much for the compliments. Because there are some challenges ahead, I think, for both our nations. In about 10 months from today, the UK will leave the European Union, and it is, I can tell you, a decision that my government both regrets and respects. Respect because it is a democratic decision taken by the British people. Regrets because Brexit will have negative effects on the European economy. Trade between the UK and the EU will change, and we still don't know how and when exactly. In April, the EU and the UK negotiators reached a provisional agreement on large parts of the so-called withdrawal agreement, including on transition. And the EU leaders adopted guidelines to start talks with the UK on future relations. Now, the agreement, I think, reflects the EU and UK's intent to change as little as possible for civilians and businesses, at least until December 2020. We are hoping and expecting an absolute status quo. Now, even if nothing is agreed until everything is agreed, this has reduced the chance, I think, of a cliff edge Brexit. And it also gives us time to prepare for the new relationship. And that in itself, I think, is positive news. So in a period where many of us grew up with the gradual disappearance of travel restrictions and currency restrictions and got used to trading without any borders, this will be for many a new and slightly more complex reality. Just over half of UK exports and over half of UK imports, they come from within the EU single market. For the last 25 years, there have been no customs checks or tariffs on these transactions, and workers could move freely between EU member states. There's about 130,000 UK businesses trading with the EU that have never had anything to do with customs. And 1 year from now, this will, of course, change, because a new border inevitably leads to more procedures, more bureaucracy, and my country alone, the Netherlands, is now hiring and training some 800 extra customs officers to deal with that. The most grim scenario is that there will be no deal at all. I said at the cliff edge. But this means there will also be import tariffs on both sides. Now, on average, they are estimated at 4.8%. But on shoes, on cars, for instance, taxes will be significantly higher. Eggs, sausages, baked bean, a full English breakfast, it will be more than 12% expensive. And your famous HP brown sauce, by the way, is made in the Netherlands. Look at the label tomorrow morning.